Hey y'all, it's Crystal here from Christico Design. Today we're making the Autunno Shawl. You'll need about 2,000 yards of a number 3 lightweight yarn. I'm using Berroco Modern Cotton DK here in 4 colors. Hammersmith is color A. You'll need about 2 hanks or 430 yards. Color B is Chepstow, 2 hanks, 490 yards. Color C is Coffee Milk, 2 hanks, 370 yards. And color D is Tiverton, 2 hanks, 470 yards. I'm using a 3.75 millimeter US size F crochet hook. And then you'll need your yarn needle and measuring tape scissors. We're going to begin with a magic circle, or you can chain 3 and slip stitch to the first chain to create a circle. In the circle, place 3 double crochets. Place 3 double crochets, chain 2. This is the center increase point. Three double crochet in the circle. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. For row 1, we'll have 15 stitches. We'll turn our work, and for row 2, we'll start with a chain 4, which will count as our double crochet in chain 1. I'm using a chain 3 alternative here, and then I'll do a chain 1. Skip the next 2 stitches, place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, place 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all in this chain 2 space at your center tip. Chain 1, skip the next 3 double crochets, place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 2 double crochets, and place a double crochet in the last stitch. You'll have 20 stitches at the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to start with a chain 4, which counts as our first double crochet in chain 1. I'm using a chain 3 alternative here, and then I'll do a chain 1. Place 3 double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 3 double crochets, place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 3, in the center chain 2 space, place 3 double crochets, chain 2, Place 3 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space. Chain 1, skip 3, place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 3, place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, place 1 double crochet in the last stitch. You'll have 28 stitches at the end of row 3. For row 4, we'll start with our chain 4. That counts as our first double crochet and chain 1. Place 3 double crochet in the first chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, and we'll begin our repeat across. 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 3, place 3 in the chain 1 space. We're repeating that till we get to our chain 2 center. Chain 1, skip 3, and in the center chain 2, place 3 double crochets. Chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all in the same chain 2 space. Then we'll repeat back up the other side. Chain 1, skip 3, place 3 in the chain space. Keep repeating that until we get to the last 2 stitches. Our last chain 1, skip 3, and in that chain 1 space we're going to place 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and double crochet in the last stitch. We'll have 36 stitches at the end of row 4. Now we're going to repeat row 4 for rows 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. When you end, you'll have 76 stitches total. Each row increases by 8 stitches. So here I'm going to work one more row for repeat for row 5, and then I'll finish off camera. And then we'll come back together for row 10. Keep repeating that until you have 9 rows, and then we'll come back together for row 10. Okay, for row 10, we're going to do a chain 3 to start. Then double crochet in the same stitch, double crochet in the next chain space, double crochet in each stitch and chain space to the center. In the center chain 2 space, place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all in the same chain 2 space. Now continue to place a double crochet in each stitch and chain space up the next side until we get to the last stitch. For row 10, we'll end with 2 double crochets in the last stitch, and we'll have 80 stitches for row 10. Okay, for row 11, we're working on the wrong side of our fabric here. We'll start with our chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch. Now we're going to front post double crochet around each stitch to the center. At the center for row 11, we'll place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the center chain 2 space. And then continue with our front post double crochets in each stitch. We're going to place 2 double crochets in the last stitch. Row 11, you'll end with 84 stitches. When you turn your work, you'll see the ridge we made by doing our front post stitches. This is the right side of our work. So next we're working row 12 on the right side. We're going to start with our chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch, now we'll chain 2 and we're going to double crochet 3 together, starting in the next stitch, picking up the second one, and finally the third one. Chain 2 again and repeat that across, starting in the next stitch, double crochet 3 together, and chain 2, and keep repeating that until we get to the center. Okay, at the center we're going to skip 1 before our chain 2, and in the chain 2 space we're going to place a double crochet 3 together, just going back into the chain 2 space to make it, chain 2, going back into the same chain 2 space, double crochet 3 together again, and chain 2, skip 1 stitch, start your double crochet 3 together, repeat across the rest of the row, chain 2, keep repeating that up till the last stitch. Here we're at our last double crochet 3 together, chain 2, and now we have 1 stitch left. We'll place 2 double crochets in that last stitch. Row 12 ends with 90 stitches. For row 13, we will chain 4, which will count as our first treble stitch of the row. So here I'm using my chain 3 alternative, but instead of stopping here, I'm going to go into that first leg again and do 1 more repeat so it's taller like a treble. Treble stitch in the same stitch. And treble in the next stitch. Now we'll chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and treble stitch in the next stitch. And that will be your repeat across. Chain 2, skip 2, treble. You'll see it's in the top of the double crochet 3 together there. Okay, keep repeating that till we get to our center. Okay, we're almost to our center for our row 13. We just have 1 more repeat here. We'll do a chain 2, treble in the center, chain 2 space, chain 2 again, treble back in the same chain 2 space, chain 2 again, treble in the next stitch, then you're back to your repeat, chain 2, skip 2, treble in the next. Keep repeating that until we have 1 stitch left. We're at the end here. We have 1 more repeat for row 13, chain 2, skip 2, treble in the next, and in our last stitch we're going to place 2 treble crochets. We'll end with 98 stitches for row 13. For row 14, we're going to start with a chain 1 that does not count. And we're going to single crochet in the same stitch 2 times, 2 single crochet in that first stitch, and then single crochet in each stitch until we get to the center. In the chain 2 space, you're going to place 2 single crochets, 1 for each chain. And in the top of each treble stitch, you're going to place 1 single crochet. At the center chain 2 space, we're placing a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet back into the same chain 2 space. And then we continue up the other side, one single crochet per each stitch and chain until we get to the last stitch where we'll place 2 single crochets. Okay, we're finishing up row 14 with 2 single crochets in the last stitch. But it's going to be time to change colors to color B for row 15. So I'm stopping here before my last yarn over, drop my first color yarn over in my next and pull that through to finish my single crochet. I'm just going to tie these 2 together for now to hold them secure, and we'll weave them in at the end of our project. And now I can cut this yarn. For row 15, we'll start with a chain 4, or like I'm going to do here, a chain 3 alternative, and then I'll add another chain, because this will count as our first double crochet and chain 1. Then I'll double crochet in the same stitch. So we're making like a V-stitch here. Next, we're going to skip 1 stitch and then double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch. Then we'll skip the next 2 stitches, and then that will be our repeat. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, skip 2 stitches. We'll keep repeating that until we get to the center. Okay, at the center here, we're skipping 2, and then in the chain 2 space, we're placing a double crochet. We'll chain 2 for the center tip and another double crochet, all in the chain 2 space. Then we'll skip the next 2 stitches and repeat again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch. Skip 2 stitches, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Keep repeating that until we have 2 stitches left. Okay, when we have 2 stitches left, we'll skip 1, and in the last stitch we'll place a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the last stitch. You'll have 106 stitches for row 15. For row 16, we're going to repeat row 14, which is our single crochet row. So we start with the chain 1, place 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch. Here we are at the center, placing a single crochet, chain 2 single crochet in the center chain 2 space. Then continue placing 1 single crochet per stitch or chain space up the row. Remember, if you start your row with a chain 4, you're going to work here at the end into the 3rd and 4th chain, as it counts as a double crochet and a chain 1, and ending with 2 single crochets at the end. This one increases 4 stitches, so we'll have 110. Now we're starting row 17. We're on the wrong side here with a chain 1, and then we're placing 2 half double crochets in that same stitch. Just like our single crochet row, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to bobble stitch in the following. Yarn over, insert your hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat that until you have 6 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. That makes 1 bobble. Now we'll half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then that's our repeat to 1 stitch before our center chain 2. Bobble in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. At the center of row 17, we have 1 stitch here before our chain 2. So we're going to place another half double crochet in that. So there are 3 leading up to our chain 2 space. And in the center chain 2, we're going to place a bobble, chain 2, and another bobble. And we just keep going into the chain 2 space to make those bobbles. After we finish 1 bobble, make 2 chains for our center, and then place 1 more bobble in the center chain 2 space. Okay, that completes our center. Now we're going to place a half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches leading off of our center. Then we'll start our repeat with a bobble in the next stitch, and then half double crochet in each of the next 2, and keep repeating that until we get to the end. At the end here we have 3 stitches left, so we have 1 more bobble to do. Then we'll half double crochet in the next, and in the last stitch we'll place 2 half double crochets. This row ends with 114 stitches as we're increasing by 4. Okay, now we're starting row 18, and we'll begin with a chain 3 or alternative. That counts as our first double crochet of the row. Then we'll place a second double crochet in the same stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next 2. And that's our repeat. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2. So you're skipping that one back there, working into the next 2. Keep repeating that until we get to 3 stitches before the center. Okay, here we are 3 stitches before our center, chain 2. So I'll chain 1, skip 2, double crochet in the next stitch, and that brings us to our center. Now I'm going to place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all in that center chain 2 space. Now I'm going to use the second chain of that chain 2 space to work a double crochet into it right here. Missed a loop there, going under both loops of the chain here. Okay, then we'll chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So then we can repeat across, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2. And you'll keep repeating that until the last 2 stitches. At the last 2 stitches here, we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and place 2 double crochets in that last stitch. We're increasing by 4 stitches here for row 18, so we'll end with 118 stitches. For row 19, we'll chain 1, which doesn't count, place 2 single crochets in that same stitch, then chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 2, and that's your repeat to the center. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 2. Here we are at the center. We have the 2 stitches to skip, and in the center chain 2 space, place a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in the same space, chain 2, and then repeat, skip 2, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 2. Keep repeating until the last 3 stitches. Okay, we did our chain 2, so we're going to skip 2, and in the last stitch we'll place 2 single crochets. We'll end with 122 stitches. This row adds 4 to our stitch count. I'm going to back out here because it's time to change to color C. So again, I'm starting my single crochet in my first color, but before my last yarn over, I stop, drop my first color, pick up my second color, yarn over, and pull through to finish it. And then we're ready to start row 20. For row 20, we'll start with a chain 3 or alternative, which counts as our first double crochet of the row. Then I'm going to place 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. So I'll have 3 double crochets in this first stitch of our row. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and in that chain 2 space we made, we're going to place 3 double crochets. And that's going to be our repeat across to the center. Skip the 1 single crochet, work 3 double crochets in our chain 2 space. Okay, we're at the center here for row 20. We are skipping our 1 single crochet, and in the chain 2 space that is the center, we're placing 3 double crochets, chain 2, and place 3 more double crochets all in that center chain 2 space. And then we continue our repeat, skip the single crochet, place 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. Keep repeating that until the last 4 stitches. Okay, we are at the end here with 4 stitches left. Skip 1, 3 double crochet in that chain 1 space here. Skip 1 and then place 3 double crochets in the last stitch. We'll end row 20 with 131 stitches. We're increasing by 9 for this row. Okay, so now you're going to do a repeat of rows 11, 12, 13, and 14. So that's our front post row, our double crochet 3 together row, our treble stitch row, and our single crochet row. And you're going to do that all in color C. Here I am finishing up the last repeat for row 14. So I've increased by 22 stitches over these rows. I have 153 stitches. And on my final single crochet here, I'm changing to color D for our next set of repeats. For the next set of repeats in color D, we're going to repeat rows 15 through 20, and then we're going to repeat rows 11 through 14, all in color D. So we'll be repeating these 2 color sections we just did, but all in color D. Start with rows 15 through 20, and then go to rows 11 to 14. I'll be working mine off camera. You can scroll back to see those rows if you need the repeats. Okay, here I have repeated my rows 15 to 20 and 11 to 14 in color D. And now it's time to change to color A again. And I'm going to repeat rows 15 to 20, and then I'll repeat rows 11 to 18, all in color A. Now we're going to change to color B and repeat rows 19 to 20, then repeat rows 11 to 20, and then repeat rows 11 to 14. And now I'll change to color C and repeat rows 15 to 20 and repeat rows 11 to 14. And finally, we'll change to color D and repeat rows 15 to 20 and then repeat rows 11 to 14. Okay, we've finished all of our repeats and color changes, and now we are ready to do our edging, which we're going to do in color A. So we'll start by changing colors to our first color. We'll start with our chain 3 or alternative like I'm doing here. And then we're going to place a double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 3 stitches. Now we're going to make a long double crochet. So we start it like a normal double crochet, pull up very tall, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We'll repeat that again. until we have 12 long double crochets in the same stitch. Then we'll skip 3 and single crochet in the next stitch. Now our repeat begins. Skip 3, place 12 long double crochet in the next stitch, then skip 3, single crochet in the following stitch, and then keep repeating. Skip 3, 12 long double crochet in the next stitch, skip 3, single crochet in the next, and repeat that till you get to the center. Okay, here we are at our center chain 2 space. We've made our last fan there. Going to skip 3, and in the center chain 2 space we'll place a single crochet. Then we're going to continue our repeat up the other side. Skip 3, place 12 long double crochets in the next stitch, skip 3, single crochet in the next, and just keep repeating that until you have 2 stitches left. Okay, here we are at the end of our row. We have made our last fan, and we just need to skip 3 and single crochet in the next. And that leaves us with 2 stitches. We're going to place 1 double crochet in each stitch here. And now we're ready to change to color B for our last row of the shawl. We'll start with our chain 3 or alternative as I'm doing here, and then place 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Chain 5, skip the next 8 stitches, and we're going to place a picot in between, which we're going to make a single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch down back to that single crochet, and that's our picot stitch. Chain 5, skip 6, 3 double crochet in the single crochet that is in between our fans. chain 5, skip 6, now we are going to picot again in between the center two with a single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch down back to that first single crochet, and that's your picot stitch. And then we're going to keep repeating that. Okay, we just keep repeating around. As you remember, in our center we put a single crochet, so that's where we're going to place our 3 double crochets, just following our repeat sequence at the center tip here. And then we'll keep going, continuing our repeat. Chain 5, skip 6, picot between the center 2 long double crochets, chain 5, skip 6, until you have about 9 stitches left. Then we'll finish up the edging there. Okay, here we are. We have done all of our last row of edging up until the very end here. We have 9 stitches. We need to chain 5, skip 8 of those, and in the very last stitch we're going to place 3 double crochet. And there you have it. Now you can cut your yarn, weave in your ends. You can block your shawl using your preferred method, allow it to dry, and you're ready to wear it.